Good morning. Welcome to My Left Ear. This is Carrie Freeman. It's May 4th, and this is video 36. And I'm calling this video Critical Mass. And I use the term critical mass when I feel like things are just coming to a peak or a head, and that's what it feels like right now. For those who don't know, this site has a left-leaning political bent to it. So if you are highly conservative, you probably won't be happy if you stay and watch. I'm just warning you. I do a lot of political commentary and predictions. And so we're kind of in a mess. So we'll see what we have going. I call myself a change agent because I help people change. I help people solve problems. And I do psychic coaching, and that's one of the ways I do change agent work. And I do therapeutic hypnosis, and sometimes I do a combination of both. So I have clients from My Left Ear that I've been working with, and I've attracted the most wonderful people. I just want to say that. Any subscriptions are welcome. I'm getting closer to 5,000 followers, and wouldn't it be nice if I made that goal? Wouldn't it be nice? Now we begin. As most of you know, I like to take a deep breath. And I'm going to start right off with something, because I know you people want information. This is My Left Ear. All right, so someone who has their own YouTube channel told me that her people don't like my runes. I do runes. But I'm going to override that because I'm talking to you and you're my people. And I'm just going to tell you, I threw the runes on a very big question because I really wanted to get feedback. And the question is, will the former guy be indicted for fomenting the insurgency on January 6th? And I tell you, I interpreted the answer as a yes, he will. It just isn't going to happen as quickly as you and I would like it to happen. But I'll tell you, the first rune that I pulled was the rune of disruption, which is change, freedom, invention, breaking free, events that are totally beyond our control, could rip away the fabric of previous reality. And that feels like a yes. Not the insurgents itself. This is about the former guy. Now, the number 2 rune is wholeness. It's an impulse towards self-realization, and that's what we're looking for. I would say the progressives, the Democrats, the independents are looking for self-realization and restoration. And so it says this is a time of regeneration following the disruption. And then the third one, because I don't want to take too much time, is strength. And strength is the Terminator, actually. It's about new beginnings. It's about growth, change, from a passage into darkness. So that's your answer on that. And I think it is a burning question that eventually Donald Trump will be brought up on fomenting, inciting the riot. The very horrible insurrection and riot on January 6th. All right, My Left Ear. Biden is trying to bring the U.S. back into the world leader status. He's working very hard at it. And if he does, which is possible, he's on his way, it's his intended legacy. It's his goal. It's his nobility. He's working towards not losing democracy, as well as his entire administration. Now, there was an article in CNN this morning, a really scary article, I'm sorry, but I'm here to be honest. So if I have something really good to tell you, I'm gonna tell you something really good. Like, I knew those 2 senators from Georgia were gonna win, and I told you. And I knew that Mitch McConnell was not gonna lose and he was gonna be back, and I told you. So I'm always, I'm going to tell you the good. I'm going to tell you the not so good. So you can count on me, hopefully. CNN, that the U.S. is teetering on it's on the brink of losing democracy. It's very heavy, isn't it? I just pulled out some quotes. The majority of the Republican Party is choosing a wannabe autocrat over the political system that made the United States the world's most powerful nation and its dominant democracy. More. The widespread mistrust 45 continues to foster creates grave risks to democracy. True, and he's continuing to do it, my friends. I don't say his name, you know. The former guy's false claims of a fraudulent 2020 election last year is entry price for any Republican candidate in any race. Let that sink in. That means that if you want to be a candidate as a Republican, you have to tell the lie that the election was fraudulent, or else you're gone. So under 45's influence, con artistry, power, the GOP has shed its belief in democracy for the most part. There's a few. So he is mobilizing to destroy any GOP office holder that tells the truth about the Capitol. So he's really on a mission to destroy Liz Cheney, along with Kevin McCarthy and Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. Now, MLP, I think they are going to get rid of Liz Cheney. I do. It's very sad. It's very awful. She hasn't even been vitriolic. She's just been telling the truth. She's just been telling the truth. But she's not gone, because I still think there's a very strong chance she's going to run for president in 2024. Like, she's going to be a candidate. We do not, the MLP and I, do not think he will be successful in getting rid of Lisa Murkowski in Alaska. So that's that. I said McCarthy. I'm looking at my notes here. Here's the irony. Come on. McCarthy will oust Liz Cheney for telling the truth, but won't ask Matt Gaetz to withdraw from his committee duties in the face of sexual trafficking allegations and underage women. Unbelievable, we say, and I know you say that with me if you're watching this channel, my left ear. So here's good. Merrick Garland has the unredacted Mueller report. New material is going to come out. More investigations because of that. And MLE wants you to know that Don Jr. is going to get nailed via the unredacted Mueller report. Wait for that. Now, Rudy Giuliani, you know, it's very, very sad. He was quite the hero when 9/11 hit New York. Can never take that away from him. And then a fall from grace. Very painful. Now, I want to say one word that I think is involved, and the word is alcohol. I think Rudy Giuliani has an addled brain and poor judgment and greediness, and I think the illness of alcoholism is at the bottom of it. Just say it. Perhaps the other side of it is, if that was his character, that was his character. Do you know? Alcohol didn't create a different character. One thing, Rudy failed to register in the Ukraine as a foreign agent on behalf of the Ukraine. That is considered, it's wrong, it's illegal, but it's not like the biggest thing he did. But he was also working with the Ukraine to force out Maria Ivanovich, and I'm sure you remember her from the hearings and how she was told by a phone call, you have to get on a plane and get out right now. You're in trouble, you're in danger, and she did. Didn't understand what was going on. She just fled for her life with no notice. And the woman's kind of been tortured. Well, it's all being investigated now. And, Maria Ivanovich is a very humble woman, and she won't gloat over this at all, but I am. Maybe you are. So the other thing is, Rudy was warned by the FBI and U.S. intelligence that he was being used by Russia for disinformation, and he didn't care. He continued to do it anyway. So there's a real possibility he'll be labeled with interfering in U.S. elections, conspiracy to defraud the U.S. by impeding, obstructing any agency or department. Last year, the SDNY wanted to get a warrant, and search Rudy, and Barr blocked it. That was the delay. If anybody's been wondering what's going on, that has been the delay. I do believe Rudy is going to share information that he knows about the former guy. Don't know how much, but he's going to lead to more Trump indictments, because the SDNY is very close, very, very close with Trump. But there's so many indictments from so many different areas. I mean, I don't even think they're going to get to all of them. I really don't. I don't think he's going to outlive all his crime and indictments. I'm sorry, but I don't. So now we come into Merrick Garland and Lisa Monaco with the DOJ, and they approve the warrants. Rudy will be indicted soon, and there are so much more, so many charges. You wait. And like I said earlier, according to MLE, no amount of flipping on Rudy's part will keep him out of prison. All right, now we're going to go on to Matt Gaetz. It got worse for Matt Gaetz. The Daily Beast reported that Greenberg, the tax collector who has 33 felony charges, wrote a letter, it's in writing. It's a letter to Roger Stone, offering him $250,000 for Stone to get him a pardon from the former guy. And the letter says that Matt Gaetz committed some of these crimes. They did it together with an underage female. And there is a text from Matt Gaetz to the young woman. Did you turn 18 yet? All of this, none of the details have come out. Glenn Kirshner thinks that Matt Gaetz is going to get charged first. It's just kind of a little contest there. I at first thought it was, we at first thought it was Giuliani, but I don't think so. I think there is just too much material on Rudy Giuliani, and the thing with Gaetz is a little more encapsulated, a little simpler. So there we go. Now Greenberg, the tax collector who's so guilty, who's such a criminal, he's really not reliable. Both Stone and Gaetz and Greenberg, they all lie. So all of this needs to be vetted, but they do have Matt Gaetz' cell phone records, and they have his ex-girlfriend's cell phone. And this is going to be soon. They have a lot of material, okay? This is a side note. It's like pop culture stuff. A lovely young woman named Ginger Lucky is engaged to Matt Gaetz. Now, I don't know when they got engaged, but here's what my left ear thinks. I think they got engaged the minute that Matt Gaetz thought he was being investigated, because that's the kind of guy he is. And she's sort of like got the image of a perfect mate. She's lovely, she's wholesome, she's moderate, she's not showy. And he acts like, oh, that was before I was engaged, as if it matters. So I hate to say this, but I think this 26-year-old girl is a pawn. I think she's being used. And the question is, how soon will she cut bait? Will she be resolute like a 26-year-old could? I believe in him. He's my man. He's the love of her life. Or will her parents talk her into, honey, you can't do this. You can't go through a trial with him. It'll just affect the rest of your life. Then we don't know what the Republicans will do. They might put pressure on her. No, you got to stay engaged to him. My left ear. I don't think she will. We think she'll cut bait. I just don't know when. Now, something is coming for Mnuchin. He's kind of been in the back burner. People don't talk about it, but he did a lot of stuff with money. And all I want you to know is don't forget his name. It's coming. Now, Infrastructure, that's a tough one, isn't it? The voters' rights is the most crucial thing going on right now. As important as infrastructure is, the voting rights, and we think that's going to go by hook or by crook. We think that's going to go S1. However, the infrastructure, Biden is determined to make it work, okay? Looks to us like he's going to have to compromise, barring a miracle. Even though the public, even though the Republicans that are in the private sector, for the most part, love it. I hate to do it to you, but it's a little bit of a wait and see. Immigration, I said this before, it's horrible. It has kept me up at nights, the children. Little steps are being taken. Biden administration was not prepared, not given the right information. They got smacked in the face by this very serious set of circumstances. They have better conditions for the children right now. They just reunited 4 families. Just. That is not nearly enough, but it is a beginning. And, first was COVID, and now we've got, I really hate to say this, but we've got a level of World War III. That's the critical mass that I talked about. And we're at a pinnacle, and it could go this way, it could go that way. So we all must take everything very seriously, more seriously than even before the presidential election. Who knew things were going to get more difficult after the election? But they did. So, more to come, my friends. I decided today the quotes would be all from Stoicism, because I love Stoicism. It's very calming. So here are a few quotes from Stoicism. More than a few today, because they're very short. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Second one, by Seneca. "Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future." Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Here's another quote. "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." And this is by Epictetus. Oh my God, I hope I didn't mangle that. Epictetus. Epictetus? I'll work on it, my friends. We know I'm not perfect. Okay, another one. These are so good. Same guy. I'm not even going to try to say his name. "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Isn't that interesting? I actually said to a client a few weeks ago, she was really upset about something about her mother and money and jewelry, and she was going on and on. I said, you would have no problem if you didn't want the money. I said, just stop wanting the money and the jewelry, and you will be okay. So I hadn't read this, but I said this to her. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Same guy with the difficult name. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Marcus Aurelius. These are good ones. All right, my friends, I know that's not all of it. I didn't want to load you up. I'm going to do my homework. There's been a lot of construction and disruption around my place. You would have hated the noise and you would have complained to me. So it's peaceful this morning. So good morning to say, make peace and make memories. It looks like this coming Saturday at 6 o'clock Central Time, that would be Texas, I'm doing a live feed with Marie and Ganga, and Diane from Diane's Tarot. So you might want to tune in. It's going to be 4 of us, okay? All right. Sending you peace and love and good memories. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.